Okay. Hi. Well, we talked about another lesson using the same brush and the same technique as the previous lesson. So it's the one stroke technique using the same pointer. I mixed, we're going to do the leaf, and then I'm going to show you how to do the rose. So I mixed 2 tones of green, a paler one, a light one, and a darker one, and 2 tones of purple, a light pink, and a dark purple. So with those 4 colors, we will do the little rose. This is the Dresden style, and we'll practice the strokes for the leaves. So first, what we do is condition the brush a little bit with some mineral oil or whatever medium you're using. I'm using, in this case, MX54. So we load the brushes. Watch how we load the brushes for the leaves. We go sideways, as I taught you before. Okay, we load the brush with a lot of pale green, and then with the edge on the left side of the brush, the loading, you're going to load the darker green. And you're going to do the strokes the same way we did the pointy one. We're going to do the same one. So we squeeze down, you do it again, and you do it again. Okay, if you see what I've done is I followed an imaginary line, which is the center of the leaf, and with the load you can see the dark lines, the veins forming on the leaf. So I'll load again with the light green, and this time I'm going to load on the right side of the brush, this way. And I'm going to do the mirror of this image. So I go this way, and I end up with a point. I pick up a little bit of the green, the darker green, and I'm going to make a central vein. So that's your leaf, okay? So it needs a little bit of practice, of course, but it's the same stroke again. You squeeze down. I'm going to do it again. I load my brush. I'll pick up a little bit of the green. And I go down, and I form the C, and I raise my brush up, okay? So it's the same stroke as we did before, the straight one, but this time is forming a little C. I load my brush again. And I form the C. Okay, so that's one side of the leaf. I follow the center line. I'm going to do it again. You can clean your brush or you can continue doing it. It doesn't matter. So I go this way. Oops. Had some hair falling off my brush. Okay, and you can do the center line. So that's for the leaf that we use mostly on decoration for the Dresden Rose. Okay, So I'm going to do the rose now. My brush, condition, and I'm going to do the same thing that we just did with the leaf. I'm going to do it with those two colors. So it's again, oh, I think my color is a little bit dry, so I'm just going to put a little bit of lavender. On both colors. Okay, so I'm loading my brush sideways with a light pink, and I do the same thing that I did with the leaf. I pick up a little bit of the purple. So I'm going to do a bigger C, and it's the same stroke. I squeezed my brush. Again, I'm going to do it again. I squeeze my brush and I lift it to a point. Okay, that's my first C, which is the bulb of the rose. So I do it again. Now figure out in your head that this is the bulb. So you're going to form the first petal going and on the center here, leaving from the center of the rose. So I'll do it again. Load this sideways. This petal will be shorter, but it ends still on the center where the stem is going to be. Do it again. Another one, and this one will be much shorter and smaller, and it will be ending there. Now I'm going to do the other side. So I load my brush up with a light pink. Then I go on the right side of my brush. I pick up the dark color, which is the shadow color. So I'm going to go this way and end up in the center. I load my brush again. Same thing, and I'll do a third one. Shorter, and it goes here. Now with the rest of the color of my brush, I can do a petal that's coming towards me. So it's open the bracket and closing the brackets. Okay, so that's my rose at the bottom. Now I turn the rose. I pick up a little bit of that dark purple. And I put it in the center here. I think my hair is. I put it in the center. And I'm going to form little C's. Which will give me the bottom and center of the rose. I clean my brush, and I'm going to form another petal. Going this way. See, I formed, I can raise it a little bit more this way and there. So I formed a little petal, okay? Now I'm going to do the leaves. I'll do a stem first with the dark green. So this is the center of the flower. because of the light, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Okay, and I'm going to do the little leaves the same way we did the big leaf. But it's going to be a shorter one, a smaller one. So this is one. I'm going to form another one. And I'll do a third one. Okay. I'm going to do more leaves. One that's coming down here. Oh, I didn't pick up enough color. And I'm going to do a little bud. A little bud is just 2 strokes. Okay. Then I do the stem. And the little leaves that come out underneath. And I'm going to paint 2 little leaves, tiny light little leaves here. Two little strokes and a little edge. Okay, I'll do okay, so also to make the leaves more interesting, I take a little bit of the purple and I'm going to do, in some cases I'll work the center line of it and a little bit of the edge in purple. And here I can do 2 edges of the leaves and a little bit. Okay. And then you can do the tiny thorns in purple. Okay, so that's the Dresden Rose with the leaves. That's the leaf, and it's the same stroke that we used when we did the grain of, I can't remember anymore, le grain de blé in French, which is corn? No, wheat, the wheat grain, yeah, so there. So I'll try to do another, I'll show you the steps. So we do, this is the first step for the rose, then the same loading, then the other step is going around here, and then a shorter version, and a shorter, even shorter. Then you do this, the mirror image of this on the other side, and in the center here you do 1C, open the parentheses and closing the parentheses, and then you just work it towards you, which this would be the center petal underneath that's looking towards you. Okay, so I hope you understand it, and look at it many times until you get it. So if you have any questions, you know where to reach me.